Compare and contrast. Whoops. So we're not going to reread the whole story. We're just going to look at parts. Then we're going to stop, do some comparing and contrasting, and then go to a different part of the story. Now, raise your hand if you've read the whole story so far. Everybody read the whole story? Okay. All right. So that's why we're just going to go back and read parts to kind of review and make sure we know how to compare and contrast, okay? But in order to do that, I'm not going to do it the old way. How many of you have had this happen? You do what they call round robin reading. So you're reading a story, and this Tim reads the first sentence, then Aaron reads the second sentence, then Angela reads the third, Angelie, she reads the third sentence, and Jay reads the fourth sentence. And then, do you guys even pay attention to what they're reading? No, because you don't have to, because they're doing all the work, aren't they? Well, I have a better way to make everybody have to play the game and follow the directions. Are you ready? Okay. We are going to first start off with choral reading, which is very easy. I think you guys will get the picture. But we're going to work our way up to jump reading. So, are you ready to try choral reading? All right, so I need everybody, the two things about choral reading and the two things about the reading we're going to do this entire time is you constantly need to have your finger on the page. Fingers on the page. Obviously at the top of the page, we're going to start off up there. So it needs to be under the first word on this page. All right? Finger on under the first word on that page. Because if you're not, I need a point actually. I need to get a point here, so I'm going to need to look for somebody. Very good. You actually have to set your book down because you have to have your finger under the first word. Excellent job. Okay? The second part of it is you have to have your eyes on the page. And the best thing about it is I'm standing above you so I can see where your eyes are. Oh, there he tried looking at me. I can see it. Oh, don't look at him. Look at the book. Look at the book. Very good. So your fingers need to be on the words that we're reading and your eyes need to be on the page. Great job. I need a point in a bad way. So here we go. We're going to start. Reading chorally means we're reading all together. Okay? Which means you have to follow my voice. When I start, you start. When I stop, you stop. Okay? So, are you ready to try? Actually, Jay, would you like to help me show everybody what it's going to look like? Sure. All right, Jay is going to try to get a point here for you guys. Are you ready? Yeah. You can do it. So, we're going to put our finger under the first word. Your eyes are on the page. I'm going to say begin.
It often seemed as...
Oh, get away from my voice. Let's try it again. Begin. It often seemed as if we lived on a farm, not a ship. Oh, good. And he stopped when I stopped. That's exactly what you guys need to do. You guys think you can try it? Yeah. Jay, thank you very much. You just earned your team a point for following directions. Good job. Happy dance. I'm so happy to see that quietly. Good work. Now everybody needs to put your finger on the page under that first word. Your eyes are in the book and I need to hear everybody's voice because when I come stand over here and go like this and I don't hear it, I get a point. Are you ready? Finger under the first word. Begin. It often seemed as if we lived on a farm, not a ship. Roosters crowed, hens clucked, and ducks quacked. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, did I continue on? No, I wasn't reading. I paused and you guys just went on without me. Da 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 da. First point. I'm back in the game. Let's try that again. Go back to the first word again. Finger under the first word. Ready? Begin. It's often seemed as if we lived on a farm, not a ship. Roosters crowed, hens clucked, and ducks quacked. Mother raised them all in neat pens below deck. So we'd have fresh meat and eggs to add to the ship's food supply. Dagmar and I collected the eggs. Oh, good job, you guys. We are actually going to look at that paragraph now for compare and contrast. Now, how many of you have your teacher? I'm sure she does a great job, and she goes here and she asks you a question and she says, raise your hand if you know the answer. And how many of you raised your hand? How come you don't raise your hands, Aries? You don't know, you don't want to, because then you hope she doesn't call on you, right? And how many of you do this? If I don't look at her, she won't call on me. I know she won't call on me. If she can't see my eyes, she won't call on me. What we're going to do is to make it easier for you guys to play this game and get some more points, is we're going to make sure you always know the answer before I ask somebody to give me the answer. And we're going to do that with shoulder partners. All right? So your shoulder partner is obviously the person close to your shoulder. Okay? So these two are going to be shoulder partners. Very good. You two. Now, Colby on the end, he's going to have to be part of probably, you know what? If you have 5 people at your table, you two are across are going to be shoulder partners. And then you 3 here, okay? So if you have 5 people at your table, make sure you know who your shoulder partners are, okay? But if you are side by side here, then you're just going to go this way, okay? Right there. That's okay. That's all right. Everybody got who their shoulder partner is? Okay, now, the hardest part about shoulder partners is you don't always want to be partners with the person who's your shoulder partner. But you have to in order to win the game. Because I'm going to be looking for you to actually be looking at your shoulder partner. You lean in. Good job. And you actually listen. Okay? Now, good job. Good work. Now, if you actually have to do that, I want you to look, lean, and listen. So this is for a point here. Everybody, with your shoulder partner, look, lean. Come on, John. Gotta lean in so you can hear. Good work. I'm going to give you a point for that because the next part is the hardest part. The next part, obviously we have to be be able to listen, right? Because I'm going to ask you a question about that paragraph we just read with compare and contrast. You're going to have to talk about the answer, and then someone's going to give me the answer. But the magic part about shoulder partners is you can't be too loud. Because while you're discussing the answer, I'm going to be singing a song. I do have a very beautiful voice. But you'll have to be able to tell me the name of the song you're singing, or the name of the song I'm singing. So you have to be able to do two things. Answer the question. So if you don't know the answer to the question, you can always ask your shoulder partner, because she'll be able to help you. Okay? And you have to be able to, hands in the air, boys and girls, point for me. Woo-hoo. Okay? You have to be able to hear the song. So I'm going to ask a person after we're done what the name of the song was too. Okay? So are you ready to give it a try? Yeah. Let's do a practice one, all right? What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you turn to your shoulder partner, look, lean, and listen, and tell your partner what you're going to do today after school. Now, to make sure you're listening, when I call on Kaylee for the answer, Kaylee, I don't want to know what you're doing after school. You have to be able to tell me what Josh is doing after school. So you actually have to take turns talking to each other. And you have to be able to listen for the song. Lots of stuff going on. Are you ready to try? Yeah. Here it comes. The question is, what are you doing today after school? Go. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells. All right, come back together. My hands in the air here. Now, you all had a chance to talk to your partner. When I ask you, I don't want to know what you're doing after school. You have to tell me what your partner did after school. Jessica, what was your partner Troy going to do after school today? Oh, I'm sorry, Aries. What was your partner Aries going to do after school today?
Help his mom make rice cakes.
Oh, help your mom make rice cakes? Is that what you were going to do?
Mm-hmm. Wow. The party for tomorrow.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Great job, Jessica. You did a good job telling me your answer. So those two got you guys a point. Now for the next point, who can tell me what song I was singing? And way over here in the back, purple shirt, your name is Sean.
Jingle bell.
Jingle bells. Could everybody hear me singing Jingle Bells?
Yes.
Good job. Then your volume was great. Okay, so now we're going to put that all together to answer a question from the story. But I know you might have forgotten what we just read. So I need you to put your fingers back in the book, your eyes back on the page, and look how great you guys just followed my directions. Terrific! Okay? I need you to silently read that first paragraph to yourself, using your fingers so I can tell whether you're done or not. Ready? Go. All right, come back together as a group. Now, we were thinking about comparing and contrasting, how things are alike and how things are different. Now, in that paragraph you just read, I want you, with your shoulder partner, while I'm singing, compare how is life on the John Enna, on the ship, like life on the farm. How is life on the ship like life on the farm. So we are comparing two things. The ship and the farm. So I want you to turn to your shoulder partner. I'm going to be making sure, I'm going to be looking for look, lean, and listen. Not so far, honey. Don't crowd her out there, okay? Look, lean, and listen. I want to know how the ship and the farm are alike. I want you to compare them and be listening for me singing a song. Are you ready? Go. Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Okay, come on back together. Now, we had to compare how the ship and the farm were alike. We're comparing two things that don't seem a lot alike, but using the text, okay, you're going to have to tell me what your friend said, the ways they were alike. Not what you thought, but what your shoulder partner said. All right, so Kelsey, tell me what one of your shoulder partners said. How were the ship and the farm alike?
The ship and the farm, because they, I couldn't hear them that well.
Oh, you couldn't hear them that well. All right. Catherine, can you help us and tell us what one of your partners said?
That they could raise the chickens on the farm and in the boat, but on the boat they're surrounded by sea.
Okay, very good. She did how they were the same and how they were different. Which one of your partners said that to you? Oh, that's what you did? Okay. Okay. When we do that, you three need to be together. So you got to lean in that way. Good job. Good work. So thank you very much, Catherine and Justin. That was great work. They were alike because there were chickens on both. Because there are chickens on a farm and there were chickens on the sheep. Or on the point for you because I said sheep instead of ship. Okay, there were chickens on the farm and on the ship. Okay, so now does somebody else have something different that their partner told them? Right over here, Rachel. Who was your partner first of all?
Orange.
Okay, and what did Orange say? How was a ship and the farm alike?
Because there was animals that can live on a farm on the ship.
Very good. Thank you very much. There were animals that live on a farm that were living on the ship with them. Good job. All right. So that's 2 points because both of you contributed. Now for the third point. Who can tell me what song I was singing? Right there. Who let the dogs out? That is my son's favorite song. He likes that. Now, the challenge is next time we do this, we had someone back here who couldn't hear very well. So your voices need to go even lower. Okay? But we have to get to a point where we can answer another question. Okay? So here comes a direction. In your books, turn over to page 282. Okay? And I would like you to look at, starting where it says Miss Shipman. That's where I want your fingers. There's the direction. Put your fingers in the book about halfway down where it says Miss Shipman. Look over and check your shoulder partner to make sure they're following along so everybody can get the right thing going on. Okay? Now we did choral reading, right? Where we read all together. All right, now we are going to try. Are you ready? This is the hardest one. I get lots of points here. Tap reading, it's called. Tap, like a shoulder tap. Now it's really hard for me to have to say somebody's name to start reading all the time because it kind of interrupts the person that's reading. So what I do is I just go around and I tap your shoulder. And you start reading. It could be at the beginning of a sentence. It could be at the end of a sentence. It could be at the top of the page or the bottom of the page or right in the middle. Okay? But you need to go right in and start reading. Okay? So, let's see. Troy and Paxton, would you like to help me show them what it looks like? Think you can? Okay, so the first thing they're going to do is they're going to put their fingers in the book, their eyes on the page. Troy is going to start reading, and he's going to continue reading until he hears Paxton come in, and she will know when to come in when I tap her shoulder. Okay? Troy, you go ahead and start reading.
Miss Shipman was good at teaching us history, science, mathematics, and languages. But teaching us geography wasn't possible for her.
Thank you very much. That's exactly how it needs to look. Now, the hard part about this is, if Alex is reading, he needs to read loud enough that all the way over here, Caitlin can hear him. Because I know I'm old, but I can move pretty fast. So I can run around and I can tap shoulders faster than you think. So you have to read loud enough that they can hear from each side to the next. Okay? You want to try it as a whole group?
Yes.
I got to give you guys points for your two teammates here because Paxton and Troy did a great job helping me out and following directions. So, let's go ahead and have Justin, can you start reading for me back where it says Miss Shipman? So you need your fingers in the book, your eyes on the page. Justin is going to continue reading until he hears somebody jump in. Are you ready, Justin? Go ahead and begin.
Miss Shipman was good at teaching us history, science, mathematics, and languages. But teaching us geography was impossible for her. We seen so much of the world and more than she did. We tell her about our family.
Tell her about our family picnics in Japan and all about Plate Palace and cathedrals.
Okay, everybody, let's look at that word. That's cathedrals. Make sure that's got the right word there. Oh, cathedrals, okay? All right, that is a pretty big word, isn't it? Okay, and it's probably a word you don't know very well. Now, I know I'm supposed to be teaching you comprehension, but I got a couple of minutes here. I'm going to be teaching you a quick little trick to help you be able to decode and to spell words better. Right? Are we ready to give it a try? Okay. The first, it's called going fishing. Have you guys heard of syllabication?
Yeah.
Breaking words into syllables? Yeah, syllabication. Okay. I can tell you that's how the easiest way to sound out words. But if you don't know where to break the syllables up, you get a little confused. Like when I look at here, how do I know that that makes the A sound and not the A sound? Because the vowels are the part that's confusing, right? Okay, but it depends on what type of syllable we have. So, if there are only 6 syllable types, and I'm going to quickly teach them to you, okay? So the first type of syllable we have is a closed syllable, okay? Meaning it has words like cat, met,